So now that we've already scanned and generated a new curve, as a way of testing how accurate that adjustment is, what we're going to be doing is printing out a new step table. So I've reopened up the negative step table, gamma 1.8, and we're going to be applying the curve that we created previously to this file and then reprinting it. And then once we've printed it as an albumin, we can then start to kind of compare and see how much closer those values are kind of matching. Sometimes you may have to do this once or twice to really kind of fine-tune the curve. So here we are, and here's our step table that we had from before. So in order to load it, we're going to come down here, and we're going to create a new adjustment curve. That pops up our normal curve, and because we saved this previously, we're just going to be coming right in here, and we're going to click where it says default, and we're going to choose instead albumin Stonehenge 8 minutes. And so there's the curve that we created previously. And that's made an adjustment to our values that we have here. So now that we've made that change, we're going to then go through the same procedure we did just in the beginning and go to print. And even though we've printed this previously, I would still go through it the same process and make sure that it says Photoshop manages color, that we've got PGPP selected as the printer profile for premium glossy photo paper, and then also double check our printer settings to make sure that it's still on finest detail, advanced black and white, and premium glossy. Once we know that, then we can go ahead and hit print once we've loaded our paper. And again, the paper, once we load it, again, we need to double check and make sure that on here that we find the notch that's on there, and then that needs to be facing on the right hand side. So here's our notch, and we're going to load in our paper, and we'll go ahead and print this sheet as well. Once it's been printed, then we'll take it in and contact print it to our albumin paper. So I'll go ahead and hit print, and then we'll take it in the other room to make our albumin. Now that we've created our step curve in the computer based on what those values were from that initial test, I went ahead and created another negative, and I've printed out a new albumin of the step test so that we can see what the difference is in those resulting values. So we'll be able to compare these once they've been processed. So I'm going to get this in the water, take it through the wash and through both of the fixing steps and the hypo remover and the final wash, just like we do everything else. And once we get these in there, we'll compare the two so we can really kind of see, where those value changes have happened. So here's our correction curve, and we just finished getting this printed. And if we take a quick look, you can see that we're now starting to get some value in these, around, starting at around, 5 or 6, and through the teens, we're really starting to get some value on there, which is a big improvement from our initial test where we almost had white all the way through till about 40. So we'll look at these again on the computer a little bit more closely.